Welcome to Scholastic IQ, the game where knowledge rules, and I'm also pretty sure the points do in fact count. I'm your host, Ethan Neer, and we have a great show planned for you tonight with two great teams. So let's introduce those teams. On the bottom, we have Granite City with Emma, Ben, Sydney, and Clara. And on our top, we have Centralia with Blade, sick name by the way, Jackson, John, and Claire. And we do have a bit of a rivalry that formed before we even started the cameras. Claire and Clara, any comments on that? Mortal enemies? Okay, so we'll have to watch that throughout the show. But before we get into the show, let's get into the rules real quick. So we'll start off the game with some toss-up questions. Each of those questions will be worth 10 points. If they get it right, they move on to a bonus question that is worth 20 points. If they get it wrong, the other team can steal for 10 points. If either team interrupts me at any time before I finish the end of the question and gets the question wrong, the other team gets awarded 5 points. So if we all understand the rules, let's get into the questions. What book memorized by people with the title Hafiz was ordered compiled by Abu Bakr, is split into surahs, and is the main scripture of Islam? John.
The Quran.
The Quran is correct. Well done, John. Centralia getting on the board. Moving to our first bonus question. What 19th century European kingdom was the slogan, God, country, and king, used by enemies of Isabella II, who opposed her rule in the Carlist Wars?
Spain.
Spain is correct. Securing that bonus question. On to our next toss-up. What composer whose namesake Broadway Theater is the longtime home of Hamilton wrote The King and I with longtime lyricist Oscar Sydney?
Rogers.
Rogers is correct. Hold on. And for your bonus question, in 2022, what American company announced plans to split into 3 divisions, including a Model E division focused on electric cars?
Tesla.
Tesla is incorrect. I'm sorry, Centralia, you have a chance to steal here.
Volkswagen.
Volkswagen is also incorrect. The answer we're looking for was Ford. Ford Motor Company.
Interesting.
Very recently that switch was made. For our next toss-up, what molecules produced in the Williamson synthesis have the generic formula ROR prime and have the diethyl type once used as a general anesthetic? John.
Penicillin.
Penicillin is incorrect. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, you guys are all out of time. The answer we were looking for there was ethers. Ethers. On to our next question. What man who beat Dave McCormick in a 2022 Republican primary is running against John Fetterman in Pennsylvania's Senate race and was a TV doctor?
Buzz.
Oh, Jackson trying to buzz there. We might have an issue with that, but I see you.
Dr. Oz.
Dr. Oz is correct. I saw that John Fetterman was dunking on him on Twitter for making that advert about trying to buy a salad thing that was like $20.
He said he was mean and he didn't want to debate him.
Yeah, John Fetterman, real mean guy. And for your bonus question, cantaloupe terrain, cryovolava lakes, and a retrograde orbit are among the unusual features of what largest moon of Neptune?
Io.
Io is incorrect. Granite City, the chance to steal here.
No answer.
I'm sorry, with no answer. The answer we're looking for was Triton. Triton.
That's tough.
The next question. What country is a home to the tomb of Mahdi at Oderman and contains the junction of the White Nile and Blue Nile at its capital, Khartoum? John.
Sudan.
Sudan is correct. Well done. For the bonus question, I need 2 answers for you on this one. What 2 countries faced off in the Fashoda incident in what is now South Sudan before signing the Entente Cordiale in 1904? I'm sorry, you guys are all out of time. Granite City, a chance to steal here.
No answer.
No answer. The answer we're looking for, 2 of the colonizers in Africa, Great Britain and France. Great Britain and France. For our next question, what structures are covered with the hardest material in the body have cementium? Ben.
Teeth.
Teeth is correct. Well done. For your bonus, what year in the Chinese zodiac, which began in February 2022, falls between the years of the ox and the rabbit?
Rooster.
Rooster is incorrect. Centralia.
Horse.
Horse is also incorrect. The answer we're looking for was tiger. It is the year of the tiger currently. And now we'll move on to our first media question. This language was created by Mark Ocran for the Disney animated film Atlantis, The Lost Empire. Ocran crafted it to have its very own grammar, and it is inspired by Sumerian and North American languages. Name this language.
Atlantean.
Atlantean is correct. It is.
Okay.
Was that just a guess, John?
I mean, it was from Atlantis, so.
Yeah, honestly, it's one of those ones. It's not like High Valyrian or any of those. They have fancy names. No,
I haven't
it's a
watched
Disney
the film, but.
It's just Atlantean, yeah. And since that was a media question, there unfortunately is no bonus question for that one. So we'll just go right back to the toss-ups. And what dynasty, whose Yongle emperor moved the capital to Beijing, ruled China from 1368 to 1644, was known for its blue and white porcelain? John.
Qing.
Qing is incorrect. I think that's what we're looking for. I'm sorry, you guys are all out of time. The answer we're looking for was Ming.
Yeah.
Ming Dynasty. Yeah, John C. You're acting like you might have had that one on the tip of your tongue there.
That's tough.
All right. Back to the toss-ups. What god who is married to the golden-haired Sif is the eternal Thor of Jormungandr and wields the hammer Mjolnir? Ben.
Thor.
Thor is correct. Jackson, also, I think you know it's Thor.
Yeah.
Got popularized by those Marvel movies. Everybody knows Mjolnir at this point. And for your bonus, the speaker claims to be, quote, bloody but unbowed. In what Ernest Henley poem that ends, quote, I am the master of my fate, I am the captain of my soul?
No answer.
I'm sorry, no answer. Then Centralia, a chance to steal, get some points back on the board here.
Oh, captain, my captain.
Oh, Captain, my captain. Popularized in that one Robin Williams movie, but not the correct answer. The answer we're looking for is Invictus. Invictus.
Yeah.
Jackson, I see you reacting. Do you know that one?
Yeah. We're fumbling. It's okay.
Back to the toss-ups. What surname was shared by the author of the tragic play Camille and by his father, who depicted 17th century French soldiers in The Three Musketeers? Claire.
Wordsworth?
Wordsworth is incorrect. You guys are all out of time. The answer you're looking for was Alexander Dumas, author of The Three Musketeers. Alexander Dumas. And now for our first pencil and paper question. What is the fifth term of the arithmetic sequence whose first term is 4, whose second term is 7, and whose third term is 10? Clara.
16?
16 is correct. Clara getting on the board in the Clara versus Clara battle and taking us to another bonus question. What vertebrate's cane species, named after its use in controlling cane beetles, secretes a powerful toxin that can kill crocodiles?
No answer.
No answer from Granite City means Centralia, the chance to steal.
Platypus.
Platypus, also incorrect. I don't think a lot of platypi have interacted with alligators before, or crocodiles, excuse me, before. The answer we're looking for was toads, the cane toads.
Interesting.
Back to the toss-ups. What discipline, which is the subject of the demarcation problem, ideally produces falsible results via a method that involves testing hypothesis? John.
Science.
Science is correct. That was a very long-winded way to get to the answer, science.
Yeah.
And for your bonus, what Nobel Prize-winning author whose last novel was Ravelstein also wrote The Adventures of Augie March?
No answer.
No answer. That gives Granite City a chance to steal.
No answer.
The answer we're looking for was Saul Bellow. Saul Bellow. For your next question, in what country did the assassination of President Juanival Habyarimana in 1994 spark the mass murder of Tutsis in a Central African
Rwanda.
Jackson? Rwanda is correct. Well done. For your bonus, what Confederate general who oversaw the massacre of the surrendering black soldiers at Fort Pillow became the first Grand Wizard of the Ku Klux Klan?
Robert E. Lee.
Robert E. Lee is incorrect. Granite City, you got a chance to steal here.
David Dukes.
David Duke is also incorrect. The answer we're looking for was Nathan Bedford Forrest. Nathan Bedford Forrest. And for our next media question, this movie, made in 1986, is a musical fantasy film by Jim Henson. The film revolves around 15-year-old Sarah's quest to reach the center of an enormous...
The Labyrinth.
The Labyrinth is correct. Nodding it up in this Claire to Claire war. Well done. And back to our toss-up questions. What island where the Linear A script was once used was home to Knossos, the capital of the Minoan civilization, and is Claire?
Crete.
Crete is correct. Well done. And for your bonus question, pencil and paper ready. What speed in meters per second is equivalent to 18 kilometers per hour, given that there are 3,600 seconds in an hour? Sorry, you guys are all out of time. Centralia, you do still have a chance to steal, so an extra 10 seconds for you guys to do the math.
$64.8 meters per second.
I'm sorry, that is incorrect. The answer we're looking for was for 5 meters per second. 5. I don't... The math is explained on my sheet, but I'm not going to lie, I don't know if I'm smart enough to understand it, or remember well enough, I should say. And with that question done, we're going to take it now to our lightning round. The way our lightning round works is each team will have 60 seconds to answer questions about a particular topic. Granite City, since you guys are trailing here, you guys will have the chance to pick first out of the topics that we have. Our topics are numbers, laws and presidents, the Danube, and governors.
Laws and presidents, please.
All right. Laws and presidents. So, laws and presidents. Give a piece of legislation, name the president in office when the legislation was passed. So I'll put 60 seconds on the clock for you, and I'll count you down. 3, 2, 1. Patriot Act.
George Bush.
Correct. Civil Rights Act of 1964.
Lyndon B. Johnson.
That's correct. The first Homestead Act. You guys can pass.
Pass.
Alien and Sedition Acts.
Adams.
That's correct. Agricultural Adjustment Act.
Pass.
Kansas-Nebraska Act.
Polk.
That's incorrect. Pure Food and Drug Act.
Teddy Roosevelt.
That's correct. Compromise of 1850.
Polk.
That's incorrect. Smoot-Hawley Tariff.
Pass.
Interstate Highway Act.
Eisenhower.
That's correct. The first Homestead Act.
Adams.
That's incorrect. Agricultural Adjustment Act.
Uh-oh.
Sorry, you guys are all out of time. The answer we're looking for on the first Homestead Act was Abraham Lincoln. On the Agricultural Adjustment Act, Roosevelt. On the Kansas-Nebraska Act, Franklin Pierce. On the Compromise of 1850, Millard Fillmore. On the Smoot-Hawley Tariff, Herbert Hoover. All right, and with you guys all finished up, Centralia, you guys now get the chance to pick between the 3 remaining topics. I'll rerun them for you. The Danube, numbers, and governors.
Numbers.
Numbers. All right. So numbers. Name these types of numbers. Very simple. I will give you guys 60 seconds on the clock. I'll count you down. 3, 2, 1. Integers divisible by 2.
Even numbers.
That's correct. Sequence beginning 1, 1, 2, 3, 5. Named for an Italian.
Fibonacci.
That's correct. Numbers that equal an integer to the 3rd power.
Cube.
That's correct. Real numbers that equal an integer divided by another integer.
Square root.
That's incorrect. Integers greater than 1 that are not prime.
Rational.
That's incorrect. Numbers whose square is a negative.
Imaginary.
That's correct. Subset of the integers denoted n.
Pass.
Real numbers that are not algebraic.
Irrational.
That's incorrect. Any number 1 less than a power of 2.
Pass.
Numbers that are less than the sum of their proper positive factors.
Pass.
Subset of the integers denoted n.
Pass.
Sorry, you guys are all out of time. The answer we were looking for real numbers that equal an integer divided by another integer was rational. Integers greater than 1 that are not prime composites. Subset of integers denoted n, natural. Real numbers that are not algebraic, transcendental. Any number 1 less than a power of 2, Mersenne. And numbers that are less than the sum of their positive factors, abundant. And with our lightning round over, we'll take it back to some more toss-up questions. But Centralia kind of cementing their lead here, or at least maintaining it, now up 130 to 100. So Granite City, still plenty of time left in the game to close that gap. For your next question, what island were the linear... Oh, wait, I already did that question. Let's move on then. What constant whose use is discouraged by the Tau Manifesto is equal to circumference divided by diameter? John.
Pi.
Pi is correct. And for your bonus, in what country did Prime Minister Mahinda Rajapaksa, whose brother Gotabaya is the president, resign in May 2022 after violent protests in Colombo?
Venezuela.
Venezuela is incorrect. Granite City, you have a chance to steal.
No answer.
The answer we're looking for is Sri Lanka.
Oh, Sri Lanka.
Sri Lanka. Ben, it feels like you might have known that one. Reacting to that. No? Just feeling like I could have gotten Sri Lanka.
We were thinking India.
No, India's on the right track. Okay. For the next toss-up, what author who wrote art reviews under the pseudonym Corno di Bassetto wrote about a bet made by phonetics professor Henry Higgins in Pygmalion? Sydney.
Shaw.
Shaw is correct. George Bernard Shaw. Well done. For your bonus, what city on the Swan River is the capital and most populous city of Western Australia?
Sydney.
Sydney is incorrect. Centralia, a chance to steal here.
Brisbane.
Brisbane is also incorrect. The answer we're looking for is Perth. Perth, Australia.
I forget about Perth.
Really the 3rd city out of the big 3. You guys guessed the other 2.
That's tough.
All right. And for your next toss-up question, I believe that might have gotten cut off, so we'll just skip that one and go to 17. What task for which John von Neumann created a merge algorithm can be done using quick or bubble algorithms and involves putting elements in order? John.
Sorting.
Sorting is correct. For your bonus, Arturo Toscanini stated, quote, "At this point, the maestro died," at the premiere of what opera by Giacomo Puccini that features the aria Nessun Dorma?
Don Juan.
Don Juan is incorrect.
La Boheme.
La Boheme is also incorrect. The answer is Tornado. Tornado. For the next toss-up, what American composer of El Salon, Mexico arranged the fiddle tune Bonaparte's Retreat as the main theme in The Hoedown from his ballad Rodeo? So you guys are out of time. The answer you're looking for is Aaron Copland. Aaron Copland. For your next question, what TV show in which idealistic Philadelphia resident Jamie Teagues is played by Quinta Brunson is an ABC mockumentary named for a school? Sydney.
Abbott Elementary.
Abbott Elementary is correct. Well done, Sydney. For your bonus, what Swedish playwright depicted the miserable tenants of an apartment building in The Ghost Sonata and portrayed the cruel valet Jean in Miss Julie?
No answer.
No answer. That gives Centralia the chance to steal.
Ibsen.
Ibsen is incorrect. The answer you're looking for is August Strindberg. August Strindberg. For your next toss-up, what phenomena whose semidiurnal types cycles through high and low phases twice a day are caused by the moon's gravity? John.
Tides.
Tides is correct. For the bonus, what law enforcement official created COINTELPRO? COINTELPRO. That's all written as one thing. That's confusing. To spy on civil rights leaders in the 1950s as the first director of the FBI.
Defer. No answer. My bad.
No answer. Granite City.
No answer.
So the answer you're looking for is John Edgar Hoover. John Edgar Hoover. For your next question, what war in which forces under Winfield Scott captured Chapultepec, led to the U.S. gaining California and involved the U.S.'s southern neighbor? John.
Mexican-American War.
Mexican-American War is correct. The bonus, a triangle with a vertical line at one vertex is the circuit symbol for what devices which ideally allow current to pass only in one direction?
Capacitor.
Capacitor is incorrect. Granite City, a chance for you guys to steal.
Transmitter.
Transmitter is also incorrect. The answer we're looking for is diodes.
Oh.
Diodes. For you guys, the next toss-up. In 1965, what Western Hemisphere country replaced its national flag, the red ensign, with a new red and white flag that depicts a maple leaf? Sydney.
Canada.
Canada is correct. And now this would be the perfect time to get the dramatic zoom on the Canada pin. Oh, Canada indeed. And for your bonus, in what autobiographical book by Laura Ingalls Wilder, what term describes a dwelling in, quote, the big woods of Wisconsin?
Little House on the Prairie.
Little House on the Prairie is incorrect. Centralia, a chance to steal.
This is awkward. Little House on the Prairie.
Sorry, Little House on the Prairie is also incorrect. It's funny because my script tells me that I can just accept Little House, but you guys both went further, and the answer is Little House in the Big Woods.
Oh.
Little House in the Big Woods. And then for the next toss-up, what novel in which a vacation to New Mexico changes the life of Bernard Marx depicts a dystopian world state and was written by Aldous Huxley? John.
Brave New World.
Brave New World is correct. Well done. For the bonus, a 2022 collaborative pixel art project called Place was hosted by what website nicknamed the front page of the internet?
Reddit.
Reddit is correct. John, I get the sense you might be a
No,
Redditor
I'm
based
not.
on how
I'm
good
not.
that answer was.
I'm not.
You're not, you swear? Okay.
I'm not. I
Listen, no
promise.
shame in it. I am. There's no shame. For the next toss-up, what man who lives on a houseboat called the Almost Heaven was instrumental in crafting the Inflation Reduction Act and is a West Virginia senator? John.
Jim Justice.
Jim Justice is incorrect. Jackson holding his arms up like he knows that for sure. Granite City, you do have a chance to buzz in here still. So you guys are all out of time. And I know, Jackson, you can say it with me here. Joe Manchin. Yup,
Yeah.
Joe Manchin. And unfortunately, if I'm correct, I believe that is all the questions that we do have time for. So let's take a look at our score real quick. We have Centralia at 200 and Granite City at 130. So able to hang on to that lead after the lightning round. Very well done to both teams. So that's all the time we have for here today. For everybody here on the set today, for all of our lovely contestants, I'm Ethan Neer. Thank you so much, and good night.